show of hands, how many of you think that you get at least an hour of physical activity a day?
No.
Yeah. So it's actually a lot harder than you think, because there's a lot of people just don't have time, and a lot of people just like don't have the motivation. It's actually a lot harder for kids these days to get an hour of physical activity, just because there's a lot of things that distract them from it, and there's a lot of things like they just want to do other than that. So I'm going to show us the effects of physical activity that has on kids and how it can help them and what's stopping them from getting this. Alright, so why is it important to be active? KidsHealth.com explains why it's important to be active, because we get hormones that help us feel good when we're active. And when we're more active, we process things more quickly, and we can move along in life more quickly. We can do things a lot more organized, and we have multitasking in our mind when we are more active. This will really help kids because it helps them stay positive, and it helps them get an early start on all these things that they can do later in life, such as a lot more homework and a lot more time management. It helps them with the overall body image too. Kids struggle with body image these days, and they struggle with other image parts of their life. And physical activity really helps them with that. The Center of Disease Control gives facts on physical activity, like it gives us endorphins, which helps us be more happy and like helps us grow more and helps us just like enjoy life more. Alright, so what's causing kids to be less active? There's a lot of things actually, but I think the rise in the technology industry is one of the major points that stops us. Now, I like video games, I love video games, but just a lot of kids play a lot of video games these days, and I was actually one of those kids. I played video games like all day when I was a kid, you know, non-stop. And I found, for my credibility, I found that it just made me more angry, you know. There's those studies that show that video games make you more angry. I don't believe that. I think it's just a simple act of standing around and doing nothing, or not being up, that makes us more angry. I find that today, actually, when I'm just not even doing anything, I'm just like laying in bed, you know, I find myself getting more jittery, more like less patient, because I'm not up there and doing anything. This also shows that there's not a lot of health programs for kids these days. You know, there used to be a lot of them, but now you're rarely finding any of them. And those programs can really help kids with just finding ways to be physically active, and finding ways for kids to get out there and make a better mark on community. And those are just kind of disintegrating. And the environment that kids are in. I think schools, such as elementary schools and middle schools, just like kind of shove off kind of physical activity, especially in the middle school. And you know, in elementary school, you had like those 20 to 30 minutes of recess. You know, those times that you could really lose all your energy. You know, put all that energy out, and you can go back into class and like even work harder. You know, I found that, and I found out a lot of other kids. Whenever like after recess, you know, they're a lot more focused. You know, and they're a lot more energized for school because they just got time to really let loose and forget about everything that they learned before, you know, that kind of thing. LiveStrong.com shows like how sports can be good for kids, you know, and the effects of being active. It makes you more positive, and when you do sports as a kid, then you build more relationships with those sports, especially team sports, and then you build more relationships and you build more time. You know, it takes care of your time. When you're a kid and you don't like have anything that's taking over your time, you know, you get bored, you know, you start acting up kind of thing. Sports can help with that. They also help you with just school. There are studies that show that they help you with school. They really take the community aspect of school and team sports at schools and really help you get more involved with school and help you enjoy school more. You know, you want to go to school. Some kids, they don't enjoy going to school, but they still go because, you know, they have that sport that they play to look for it after. All right. How we can allow kids to be more active. We can encourage them to unplug, you know. We can encourage them like, hey, like, maybe playing video games 8 hours a night is not good for you, you know. Maybe, you know, if you want to just go outside, then you know, you'll see different things, you know. And some kids are inside kids, you know. I was definitely an inside kid, and they just like don't like it. But I think if we keep motivating them and keep encouraging them, then they'll eventually try it, and some will even like keep going out, you know. They'll fall in love with it, and some will be like, hey, this is not as bad as I thought. You can get them involved with a health program. Like the NFL does a thing called Play 60, that just like is a program where kids just go out and just play games for 60 minutes a day, and that just like helps them take care of that energy they all have, because kids have a lot of energy. Liz Morelli explains from Medical Daily that summer camps can help kids deal with mental issues and deal with physical issues. I worked at a summer camp, and I found that kids, just like the kids that like just were enjoying it, you know, and kids that like weren't into it as much, they started enjoying it more when I came up to them and was like, hey, you want to play basketball, or you know, you want to go swimming, and after that they like were more energetic and were more happy, you know. And those summer camps give them an opportunity to make new friends through those sports, you know, and some of them fall in love with sports at summer camp. I went to the summer camp as a kid that I work at now, and I fell in love with basketball there. I fell in love with football there, because those are just opportunities that I found. And they can just help the community. Encourage them to play a sport that they love. I think a lot of kids don't have sports that they love, and a lot of kids do. And if they get involved with the sport that they love, then they just get more passionate about it, and eventually they'll be more happier through it. And this can help us all, because a lot of us may have children one day. Some of us do have children, or even deal with children. I deal with children a lot, because that's just my job. And if we can encourage them to be more active and have a better stand up community, then I think the world would just be a better place, because there are a lot of children out there. And if they're more happy and positive, then everything will be better. All right, thank you.